Recording in progress. Okay. Leute, so, Empire, Familie, was geht ab? Leute, sorry erstmal für die Verspätung mit dem Call, okay? Die Sache liegt daran, wir haben gerade eben in Osterode ein sehr großes Event. Hier eine Shisha-Bar auf jeden Fall am Laufen. Und ich konnte nur über das Handy rein und Eve hat jetzt auf jeden Fall den Call gemacht. Drop mal einen Dank, Eve, für den Chat rein. Aber Leute, nichtsdestotrotz haben wir heute einen sehr, sehr, sehr speziellen Call mit einem sehr krassen Special Guest. Und zwar keinem geringeren, Leute, ja, als Chairman 10, ja. Und wirklich OG, Go Live Educator. Wirklich, Leute, Zach Hogan. Leute, ganz kurz. Wer von euch, Leute, Guys, droppt mal eine 7 in den Chat, ja, wenn ihr selber wirklich regelmäßig auf der Power Hour von Zach und Jordan und wirklich auch John dabei seid, okay? Das ist das Ding. Leute, ich habe wirklich damals persönlich diesen Impuls bekommen, Smart Money zu traden, unter anderem von diesen Jungs, Leute, ja, unter anderem vom Bounceback Launchkurs, Leute, Bounceback Launchkurs changed my life. Wisst ihr, was ich meine? Das ist die Sache. Ich habe plötzlich den Markt mit ganz, ganz anderen Augen gesehen und ich habe gewusst, so nach dem Bounceback Launchkurs, yo, Leute, ich möchte auf diese Art und Weise traden. Wisst ihr? Erinnert ihr euch noch an diesen Moment, Leute, wo ihr so wusstet, okay, Support Resistance, so Scam so mäßig, wisst ihr, was ich meine? Das ist das Ding. Und ihr wusstet so, okay, alles klar, ey, jetzt habe ich eine Möglichkeit zu wissen, was jede einzelne Kerze im Marktgefühl tut, wisst ihr, was ich meine? Und einer der OGs, die Smart Money, nicht nur nach Amerika gebracht haben, Leute, ja, sondern wirklich auf die ganze Welt. Ja, ihr müsst mal vorstellen, Leute, Traders gibt es mittlerweile nicht nur irgendwie in Amerika, nicht nur irgendwo in Deutschland, Leute, nicht nur in Kanada, Leute, sogar in Ländern wie Costa Rica, okay, auf der ganzen Welt wird Smart Money getradet. Und ein Grund dafür, ja, ist wirklich Zach Hogan, ja, und ganz Trade, das ist die Sache. Sorry, ich mache ein bisschen leiser, okay? Das ist die Sache, Entschuldigung. Ja, und Leute, deswegen würde ich jetzt vorschlagen, ich mache jetzt das Edifying auf jeden Fall in Englisch an Zach, ja, damit er mich auch auf jeden Fall versteht. Zach, bro, I hope you're doing fine, G. Yeah, the German crowd is extremely ready for your part, bro. And I just edified your value, bro. And we are very, very grateful for you. Yeah, you have to know. Most of the people here, but no, everyone, sorry, G, everyone on this call and more than over 500 to 1,000 people in Germany are trading smart money concepts because of you, Zach, because of John, because of Jordan, because of the Bounce Back launch course. Everyone in this call is plugged into your power hours, and everyone in this call sees you not only as an educator, but also as a leader, also as a pioneer in this game. So Zach, thank you very much. We honor you, we respect you as a leader, as an educator, and as a bro. And bro, I would give you the host now, and I would say, let's crush it, man. Let's go.
Hey, awesome. I appreciate you, Mickey. And it was so great being able to connect with you out in Barcelona. And for all the Germany team that is here right now, that was in Barcelona, you know, the love in the chat, I appreciate you so much. And I don't speak German, but I understood a little bit of what Mickey was saying. I heard support and resistance is a scam. So I think you all are going to like this presentation that I have for you all today. What we're going to be diving into is something that I've actually never taught in this specific way before. It is something that you're going to be seeing for the first time. And I'm super excited because in the last 8 years that I've been trading, learning the skill sets, and just going through the process of understanding smart money and what it really means to be consistent, not just with your results, but with the mentality, with showing up every single day with the mindset to win. The one thing that I've come to realize is that this process, whatever it is that I'm going to go through, is going to be completely different for every single person that's here on the Zoom, and for every single person that we're able to each educate and impact, regardless of if they're in Germany or anywhere else in the world. So I'm super excited to be here with you all again today. And, you know, again, just thank you, Mickey, for taking the time to really organize this call, for the value that you bring to the team, and for everybody that's here right now in a position to where you see yourself as somebody that wants to take that next step, to really elevate your mindset, to elevate your trading, to elevate your consistency. I'm very confident that what it is that we're going to be going into today will help you. And even if you're brand new, or you may be joining us right now and you may not actually even be on the team, I'm still very confident that what we're going to be talking about today is also going to help you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen because I want to go ahead and dive right into it. Time, of course, is our most valuable asset. So if you could drop a 1 in the chat, if you could see my screen, I just want to make sure that it's good, it's clear, perfect. Definitely appreciate everybody that is confirming that. And so this is going to be a little bit different. And the reason why I wanted to create this presentation is because I get asked questions all the time. What is smart money? How do we identify this in the markets? How can I apply this? How can I learn this? And even though we've been able to create a lot of resources, we've got the go live sessions, we've got the boot camps, we've got so many different things for you to be able to leverage, different tools, different educators. At the end of the day, when I continue to see these same questions come up again and again and again and again, I really had to ask myself, well, what's the missing piece? And as I was creating this presentation, really what I did was I reflected back on all of my journals and all of the things that I've been studying now for the last 8 years. And I did my best to really condense it into this presentation. Now, we understand that there's big money in the markets. When you look at the statistics that are out there for currencies, we see things in the range of trillions of dollars per day. We know that hedge funds participate in these markets. We know that commercial banks, retail banks, the institutional traders, large corporations, brokers, governments, and even speculators like you and I all have the ability to interact with these markets, whether we're trading Forex, stocks, commodities, cryptos. There is so much opportunity. Now, even though there's big money in the markets and we have all of these different players, big money isn't always smart. You see, trading can be the equivalent of winning the lottery for some people. And I see that there's quite a few of you with your cameras on. You know, you can raise your hand or smile if you've ever had a big win. And even if you don't have your camera on, drop a 3 in the chat if you've ever found yourself in a position that you consider was a big win. Right? So I see lots of smiles, lots of 3s. And that's really amazing that you're at a point right now in your journey where you've been able to experience what you believe is a big win. I am super excited that we have people here on this call that are doing that. Now, the key thing here is that a big win is going to be different for everybody. What you think is a big win and what you believe you need to make a significant difference in your life is going to be completely different than every single person that's here on this call. Now, the reason why I say that trading can be the equivalent of winning the lottery for some people, there's this saying, if it's fast, it generally doesn't last. And the reason why is because if you come into the markets or if you win the lottery, more often than not, you haven't actually acquired the skills to actually keep the money. So there's a gap that's created if you come into trading and if you experience fast results. I saw at the beginning of the call before we were starting the presentation that there was an individual talking about how they just got funded. And that, again, incredible to see. Now, when we think about all of the different people around the world that we're going to be trading against, all of these different opinions, all these different people, we actually have the advantage. Because if you think about it, knowing that there's big money in the markets and knowing that big money participants, they aren't always smart. Just because they have a lot of money doesn't mean they always do what's in their best interest. It puts us in a position to where now we can approach the markets with confidence, understanding that smart money, it's not actually a strategy. So if smart money isn't a strategy, what could it be? For those of you that are here right now, let me know in the chat, what do you think smart money is? What do you believe smart money is after everything you've learned and everything you've been able to achieve up until this point? I'm seeing a lot of mindset. I'm seeing a lot of concepts, emotions, the lifestyle, a deep understanding of the market. Okay. In my opinion, smart money isn't a strategy. Smart money is a mindset. And the reason why I believe that smart money is a mindset is because whether your results are red or blue, it's a reflection of you. If you find yourself showing up every single day on the charts, feeling confident, feeling prepared, feeling as if you're the person that is able to mark up a chart, understand not only what you're looking for, but why you're looking for it to happen, when you can expect it to happen, having the confidence in your understanding for what you can do when these setups present themselves. We could agree that there's a pretty good chance that your results, if you're confident and if you have the skill sets developed, I'm sure we could agree that your results more often than not are probably going to be blue. But on the flip side, if you are the type of person where you really don't want to put in the time, you don't want to learn the skill, you just want to kind of follow what other people are doing, and you don't find yourself questioning the deeper meaning behind why these things in the market actually happen. Whether you're winning or whether you're losing, it is a direct reflection of you. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story and what I went through in the beginning of my journey, because I feel like it's going to really relate to some of you. You see, when I was growing up, I didn't come from a family that had a lot of money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. It was, if I wanted to do this, I had to sacrifice doing that. And even though my parents loved me, they did their best to make sure that I had a good life. Ultimately, what I came to find is that for my entire childhood and even leading up to when I was going to school and making some big decisions, I was living in a poverty mindset. I didn't believe that there was enough. I didn't believe that certain things were possible. And so when I found trading, immediately I was hooked, because one of the things that I've absolutely loved for my entire life is playing video games. At heart, I love competition. I love being able to develop a skill set and become so good at something to where I excel and I separate myself from the masses. So when I found trading, it just clicked. It looked like a video game. I was able to be competitive. I was able to really dedicate myself to the process. And I'm sure that there are some of you that are here on this call right now that have put in hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and you still may not be getting the results that you want. That was me for the first 3 years of my trading journey. You see, even though I was showing up and I was marking up charts on a consistent basis. I'm talking about every single day, even if the market was closed. I was marking up charts. I was connecting with my mentors. I was taking trades. I was back testing. I was journaling. But for 3 years, I was putting more money into the markets than I was taking out. I was blowing accounts. I was getting frustrated. I was feeling upset. And more than once, I asked myself, is this really for me? Perhaps I should quit. And drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever had that thought, if you've ever gotten so deep into this where you've questioned whether or not you're actually going to be able to achieve whatever it is that you want. You see, if you're anything like me, when that question comes up and you find yourself at one of your lowest lows, contemplating if you should continue going. If you're like me, you like a challenge and you understand that the best things in life often don't come easy. That's why you're still here with us, because you made the decision to persist. And even though for 3 years, I was unable to identify the root cause of what was holding me back, and what was ultimately stopping me from getting to that next level in my results, once I understood it, everything started to shift. And here's what I was able to identify that helped me move past the blowing accounts, the frustration, the inconsistency, the lack of belief. The one thing that I was able to identify that helped me was that at a core level, I did not believe I was worthy of achieving results in the markets. And here's why. My entire life, what I had seen from my parents, from my friends, from my family, from society, the TV shows, the movies, all of these messages that were coming into my mind on a daily basis showed me that I had to work hard, that I had to go to school, study, get a good degree so that I could then graduate and find a good career, and then work there every single day, giving it my all, trading my time for money. Now, if you think about that, I'm sure that at some point in time, as you've been thinking about trading and what it really is, whether you're on your phone or on your computer, regardless of where you're at, all that we're really doing is spending a couple of minutes looking at charts and then pressing a couple of buttons. So isn't trading the exact opposite of working hard? We don't have to go and do what some of these people do, like the people that work in construction. I spent a couple of years working in construction, and let me tell you, it was not very fun. I did not like it very much. But that hard work, what we do here in the markets, it's the exact opposite. And so I didn't believe that I deserved the results. And it wasn't until I understood that if I could begin to work smart instead of working hard, and that I could actually make a positive difference, not just in my life, but in other people's lives around the world by taking the information and the experience that I've learned and then sharing that with other people. Just because I didn't want to work hard didn't mean that I couldn't apply myself and be smart with how I spent my time. When I identified that core belief system, I was able to start changing my thoughts. And you see, what we think, that ultimately influences what we believe. the thoughts that are going through your head when you're looking at the charts, when you're contemplating what it is that you want to do, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, whether you're waiting, all of those thoughts are going to influence what you believe the market's going to do. And then, of course, what you believe, you tend to speak. I'm sure that at some point you've called up your friend, your trading partner, someone in the group chat, and like, yo, there's this really, really, really great trade that I'm looking at right now. You got to check it out. What do you think of this markup? I know I've done that. I know for anybody that's been here with us on the New York Open sessions, there are some times where I'm amped about the setup because it just looks so good. And so my beliefs align with what I speak. And then naturally, what it is that we speak, we tend to act upon. If you're somebody that is speaking life, you believe in yourself, you believe that this skill set is something that's possible for you, and that results are possible for you and for your team, typically, you're going to do the things you need to do to achieve a certain result, because action is what creates results. You could be the best student in the world. You could show up to every class. You could watch every video. You could be on every training. You could run the trainings for yourself and for your team. But if you're not actually taking the trades, if you're not applying the information that you're studying, how are you going to know if it works? How are you going to get a result? In my experience, there's been a lot of stuff that I've been able to learn. And I've narrowed it down to 2 things that I believe you need in order to create wealth and success. And I want to kind of pick your brain for a moment. Now, let me know in the chat, what are some things that you believe you need in order to create wealth and success? What do you need to know to create wealth and success in your life? It could be a skill. It could be a quote. It could be something about you, something about the vision. I'm seeing a lot of different skills coming through. We've got mindset, knowing myself, discipline, consistency, action, proper expectations. All right. We got the right information, never quitting, belief, positivity, smart money, hard work, trading mindset, belief, the mental health, the physical health, financial intelligence, I Am Academy. All right, I'm loving some of these answers. Quitting with the past, yeah, letting it go, having that burning desire. I definitely agree with a lot of what is being shared in the chat. All of it is valuable. Now, what I've been able to narrow it down to, if we were to combine all of that into a single statement, in my opinion, the 2 things that you need to know in order to create wealth and success, first and foremost, where you are. You have to understand where it is that you are right now. Not just like physically sitting there in your room, or maybe you're in your car, or maybe you're at work. No, where you are in your journey. Because you see, you can't compare what might be your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. If you're just getting started with this, you can't expect that you're going to have the same level of understanding as someone that's been doing this for 10 years. It just doesn't work like that. And I'm really curious if some of you would feel more than welcome to let me know in the chat, when did you start trading? How many days or weeks or months or years has it been since you took that first step? You said, you know what? I'm going to lock in. I'm going to learn the skill set. I'm going to start this journey. For Luca, 8 months. We got Harun, 14 months. Empire Unity, 05/10, 2019. Leon, 4 months. Tobias, June 19th. Mark, it's been a year. The Best of Us, 3 months. Philip, 2 years. Chayton, 18 months. Claudius, 3 months. Jacob, 10 months. Philippe, 2 months. Adrian, 14 months. So we're literally seeing ranges where we have people like Samira that got started 1 week ago. And then we have people that have been doing this for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or more. And that's a beautiful thing. Because you see, even if you haven't started yet, that's okay. You've got access to the first key. Understanding where it is that you are right now. And really taking inventory on the ideas that you've become aware of. Knowing the people that you can go to. Knowing about the resources that you have access to. And really being able to be in a position where you find yourself plugged in. It's crazy because on one of the Go Live classes that I did yesterday, we had a student come into class for the first time. And they were sharing with us that they've been involved for 8 months with the academy. And this was their first week plugging into the live education. And see, that absolutely blew my mind. Because this right here, the Go Live platform, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful things that we have. Whether you want to learn about Forex, crypto, stocks, regardless, if you aren't tapping in, what are you doing? Where are you in your journey? If you're not creating the time and prioritizing learning the skill sets, leveraging the tools, leveraging the resources. Now, the second thing that I believe you need to know in order to create wealth and success, once you understand where it is that you are, you have to understand where it is that you want to go. Where do you see yourself 90 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I was speaking with some of my students the other day, and I shared an exercise with her that I want to share with you right now, because this is something that when it was first taught to me, I really didn't understand what I was supposed to do with it, or why it was going to be something that would help me in my process. But the thing is, we can choose whether we want to accept or reject other people's thoughts, opinions, and ideas. But we can also create ideas. So the exercise is very, very simple. All that it requires is a pen, some paper, whether it's a journal or just a random sheet of paper, and a little bit of time. Just those 3 things. And what you do is you sit down, and essentially the exercise is called scripting your life. And what you do is you start to think about what you want for your life. And for some people, doing this for the first time, it may be challenging. That's okay. But as you sit there, the whole intention of the exercise is to let go of this current reality, wherever it is that you are at, and shift your focus and shift your attention to creating where it is you want to be. If you see yourself waking up in the morning, feeling blessed, feeling amazing, feeling vibrant, really appreciating the fact that you get to get out of bed and just take a couple of steps to then look out over this vast beach that spans for miles, and you've got the ocean there, you've got the palm trees, and you feel what it's like to be there in that moment. As you walk through the halls of your estate or your mansion or whatever it is that you want, you go down to the kitchen, you open your fridge, there's all of this fresh fruit and whatever it is that you want. You can actually script that and create that into your reality now. And so I would encourage you to try that. It doesn't have to be right now. But the reason why this is valuable is because, again, once you take that first step and you get started, even if you're taking action on a consistent basis, if you don't know what you want for your end result, how are you going to ever get there? You could be doing all of this, but really you want to end up over here. So set that intention and really take that time to create a plan for yourself, because success requires preparation. Becoming successful isn't by accident. I know that a lot of successful people in my life that I watch, that I study, that I have relationships with, they all say relatively the same thing. That you can never change things in your life by fighting the existing reality. If you really want to make a significant change, Bob Proctor put me onto this one. So to change something, you need to build a new model that makes the existing one obsolete. If you really want to go to that next level, and if you're not getting the results that you hoped for or that you wanted in your trading up until this point, remember where we started at the beginning. Smart money is not a strategy. We can teach you the concepts in a relatively short amount of time. We have incredible information that is available for you literally on Go Live that you can access at your own time in a step-by-step way. You can literally come back, watch this again and again and again. And I'm going to give you a little insider information. We're actually expanding the boot camp. We're in the process of getting ready to roll out some new stuff for those of you that have been here for a little bit. So you can look forward to that. But we have this information here that you can go and you can reference. But even if you learn the skill sets and you learn how to mark up a chart and you learn how to take a trade and you learn how to plan your risk to reward and identify imbalances and where the money is and all these things, if you don't have the right mindset, it's going to be very challenging for you to be able to produce a consistent result long term. And so in this last part of the presentation, what I want to do is I want to share with you 3 things that I put into my plan that help me take my results to the next level, but also it helped me develop the discipline that I was missing. So the first thing was a schedule. You see, schedules weren't initially a part of the vision that I had when I set out to learn trading and when I made the decision that I wanted to be my own boss. I thought that life would look like waking up whenever I want, maybe sleeping in till 11, sometimes till noon, getting up, doing what I want to do, having just the freedom to do what it is that I want. Now, you can have that. And I'm so happy and grateful that I've been able to create the time to do what it is that I want to do. But the schedule is something that has helped keep me on track. Because when you get up and you're just kind of doing things and you're just going through your day without any sort of direction, it's going to be very challenging for you to build up that experience over time. So have a schedule for yourself. Whether you have a family, maybe you have kids, maybe you work a job, maybe you work 2 jobs. Maybe you're full-time trading, maybe you're working on getting funded, maybe you're building the business, whatever it is that you do. If you don't have a schedule for yourself where you know when you're doing personal development, when you're having family time, when you're having time for you, when you're setting aside time to pour into other people, to work with your team or hang out with your friends or whatever it is that you want to do, I encourage you to build that because it goes hand in hand with creating that script for your life. You get to design what you want your life to look like. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. The only difference is how we spend that time. So the schedule that you have, that's going to make a huge difference. And so you can set yourself up for success, not only by having a schedule, but by having systems. And the systems don't need to be perfect. Experiment. When you're marking up the charts and you're learning the skill set, and you're going through the boot camp and you're applying this information that you're learning, understand that it's okay to make mistakes. Losses are going to happen. It's a natural part of the process. And the way that I look at the markets, it's almost as if they are a series of problems waiting to be solved. And the reason why I say that, I don't know how it is in Germany. You could drop a 1 in the chat if it's like this for you when you went to school. But here in North America, when I learned something like math, for example, it was a fairly straightforward process. First, the teacher was up there at the front of the class talking about what we were going to learn. We're going to learn how to add today. This is what addition is. You can add numbers. 1 + 1 = 2. They taught me the theory first. And then they showed me how to do it. They started writing some math problems on the chalkboard. All right, here's a couple of examples. And then they gave me a sheet of paper with some fill in the blanks. And they said, now you do it. And they made me apply what it is, that theory that I just learned. Okay, cool. I'm glad to see that it's that it's the same. Now, in the beginning, I mean, math has never been my favorite subject in school, but I had to experiment. I had to make mistakes. It's the exact same thing with trading. Building a strategy and building a system for yourself, whether you're just using the go lives, whether you're using tools like Swipe Coin, whether you're using tools like the Scalper, whether you're using the team calls, whether you're using apps like Steady or whatever it is that you have fit into your system. Experiment and create a system that works for you. And of course, as you build on your system and you have that schedule in place, the third thing that I believe everybody needs in order to achieve that next level is support. And I'm not talking about support and resistance. We already established at the beginning that support and resistance is a scam. Okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a support group. People like you and me from all over the world, whether they live in your city or whether they're in another country. Having people that are going to be there to guide you. Having people that are going to be there to support you. Having people that are going to be there to inspire you, to continue to persist, to continue to grow, to continue to elevate, and continue to develop and go every single day just a little bit further than you were before. These three things are going to help you be well on your way to developing that next level of smart money mindset. And naturally, by establishing a better mindset, you're going to be in a position to create even more powerful results. And I definitely love what Lucas shared in the chat. You should try to view trading just like any other study. That's so true. I know people that will go to university and spend 4 years or sometimes even 6 to 8 years looking to learn a skill set. They want to become a doctor or they want to become a dentist. And there's a lot of technical stuff that goes into that. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want somebody that went onto YouTube and watched how to do brain surgery coming into the operating room and saying, all right, I never got my doctor's degree, but I'm going to be working on you today, Zachary. Like, that would make me uncomfortable. I would be getting out of there. It's the same thing with trading. It's going to take time. The amount of time, whether it's a couple of months, whether it's a couple of years, regardless, if you're to think about the price you're going to pay for staying as you are right now, what is that going to cost you? Even if it takes 5 years, 7 years, 10 years for you to have that significant breakthrough to where now the part-time trading that you were doing transforms into a full-time result. Even if it took 10 years, would that still be worth it for you? Because the reality is most people work not even 40 years of their life anymore. Retirement age here in the US is like 68 now, or even into the 70s. That's crazy. People are working for 50 or even 60 years of their life, often doing things that they don't even want to do. And so I'll quickly go back because I did see that there's a couple of you asking for this one. But really, it's having that right expectation in place and just knowing and understanding that even if it takes you longer than you hoped or than you wanted, you got to ask yourself, is it still going to be worth it for you? Is freedom to spend your time with who you want, doing what you want, when you want, a trade that you're willing to make for putting in the time and the effort to learn the skill sets now, going through all the ups and downs, and ultimately creating that life that you want. Now, even if you have the schedule, the system, the support group, I'm going to give you one last thing, because in my opinion, there is one final missing piece. And it's fairly straightforward. How big is your belief? I told you earlier that at a certain point in my journey, I didn't believe that I deserved to make results in the markets, that I didn't think I deserved to have money that was a result of me sitting at home in my pajamas, pressing buttons on the computer. I didn't believe that I deserved that. And I had to identify that and then work through it to get to that point where, yeah, I know I deserve it. And I know that you deserve it too. But no one is going to want you to succeed more than you do. I want you to win. Your team wants you to win. The academy wants you to win. But you have to want to win too. You have to want to create that result for you and for your life. And so remember, smart money, it's not a strategy. And you're going to learn a lot of different techniques and have access to a ton of tools. And even if you're brand new, know that there are a lot of people that have been in that exact same position as you. And changing your beliefs, it doesn't happen overnight. The way that I was able to get to the point where I believed I deserved to have results in the markets was by understanding that I am a good person and I'm here to make a positive impact. I'm here on this planet to create change. And even if I don't necessarily go out and work in construction or work as a doctor or work as a dentist or some of these other things that we equally need, just because I'm not doing that doesn't mean that this conversation that we're having right now is any less valuable. If all that you take away from today is one thing, one idea, or even if I plant the seed to make you understand that you are worthy, you deserve success, your family deserves success, you really do deserve to go to that next level and experience a life full of abundance. Because there's more than enough for everybody. There is more currency in existence right now than people would even know what to do with. So why not you? If some of these people that are in the academy can do it, why not you? Why not? All that it takes is a decision. And once you've done that, it's putting in that action every single day to develop the mindset. And after everything is said and done, and you have the confidence marking up the charts, you've got the skill sets, you know how to identify all the different things that we share with you, it ultimately just comes back to working on you and expanding and evolving your mindset of what you believe is possible. And so I want to leave you with this. Just remember that no matter where you are right now in your life, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Because even if you think that you should be further along, you might think that you want more results, or you should be getting this, or you should have that. Understand that there's just something that you haven't learned yet, whether it be a skill, whether it be a belief, there's something that you just still need to work on just a little bit. And by spending that time developing yourself, every single minute that you put into your own development, that's going to give you the best return on your investment. There's nothing more valuable in this world than you. If you really think about it, you're with yourself 100% of the time. So wouldn't you want to be the best person that you could be? So thank you again so much, everybody. That is going to be my time. I've got to go live in about 5 minutes for our crypto class. So thank you again for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the training. And, again, I got so much love, so much appreciation for you, for being here right now, for people like Mickey, for taking the time to, really pour into people and create the time to set up calls like this. And I'm definitely excited for even more collaboration in the future. Perhaps next time we'll be able to have a little bit of a dual session and maybe bring in some of the other guys that I teach with. But I will go ahead and pass it back to you, Mickey, for some closing thoughts. And again, just thank you everybody that was here with us today. Much love, and I will see you on the Go Live sessions.
All right. Thank you very much, Zach, for your value, guys. It was insane. Bro, I also could learn a lot of new things, brother. I appreciate your time. We appreciate your time. And Germany always will stick to you guys, to you, bro, to John, and we are really, and to Rock, of course. We are really grateful for you guys. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening. Have a nice session, bro. I think a lot of guys here will tune in into the crypto session right now also. But now I'm going to speak in German again. Leute, ich muss leider ein bisschen leise sein. Warum? Weil wir haben jetzt ein Team am Laufen. Ich zeig's euch mal, okay? Das ist die Sache. Und also wir haben gerade eben ein kleines Team am Laufen, Leute, deswegen muss ich ein bisschen leise sein hier. Das ist die Sache. Aber Leute, wer fand diese Session gerade eben extrem krass? Leute, droppt mal ein paar Herzen in den Chat rein. Das ist die Sache. Und Leute, ich kann euch zum Abschluss einfach nur Folgendes sagen. So, ich selber eigentlich wie immer, Leute, steckt die Arbeit einfach rein. Bis hier 1 bis 3 Go-Live-Session jeden Tag, 1 bis 3 Stunden Backtesten jeden Tag, Leute, und Chart-Time, wirklich, und Demo-Traden, Leute, FTMO-Demo-Traden, Leute, das ist das Ding. Jeden Tag eure Trade journalen, reflektieren, wirklich schauen, okay, hey, welche Emotionen waren involviert, ja, und welche technischen Fehler waren involviert. Wenn du nicht weißt, welche technischen Fehler involviert waren, geh zu deinem Trading-Mentor, zeig ihm deinen Chart, zeig ihm den Trade, und er wird es dir sagen. Wenn du nicht weißt, welche emotionalen Fehler involviert waren, Leute, dann müsst ihr noch krasser werden, darin eure Emotionen zu reflektieren und euch selber zu beobachten. Wenn ihr diese emotionalen Fehler herausgefunden habt, gilt es dann Folgendes zu tun, Leute, und zwar diese Emotionen beim Traden zu ignorieren, weil weggehen werden sie nicht von allein, Leute, ihr müsst sie ignorieren. Warum? Leute, wer hat nochmal Bock auf ein letztes Nugget zum Thema Neurologie, okay? Weil ein paar Leute verlassen jetzt schon den Call, aber Leute, was ich jetzt zu sagen habe, ist sehr wichtig, okay? Das ist die Sache. Leute, unterbewusste Reflexe kommen aus unserem sogenannten Kleinhirn. Emotionale Reflexe kommen aus unserem sogenannten Kleinhirn, okay? Und auf der anderen Seite haben wir in unserem Neurokortex, das ist hier vorne das Gehirn, okay, haben wir die Möglichkeit, gegen das Kleinhirn vorzugehen. Kennt ihr das selber? Ihr seid in einer Gruppe von Menschen unterwegs und jemand sagt was und ihr wollt so einen richtig dummen Kommentar droppen, so einen richtig dummen Kommentar. Und ihr denkt euch schon so, boah, ich darf das jetzt nicht sagen, wenn ich das jetzt sage, dann würde ich es Beef geben und so. Wer kennt das? Lena kennt das natürlich, kennt das. Ja, ist das, ich meine? In diesem Moment ist Folgendes passiert. Aus eurem Kleinhirn kam der Reflex, okay, hey, diesen Kommentar droppt den jetzt einfach nicht. Aus deinen Frontallappen kam aber wiederum die Antwort, nein, das dürft ihr nicht droppen. Das heißt, dieser Reflex, dieser emotionale Reflex kämpft gegen euer Bewusstsein, wisst ihr? Es ist ein Kampf zwischen den Sachen. Wenn ihr zum Beispiel eine Sache macht wie Alkohol trinken, wo diese Schamgrenze runtergeht, ja, wird eben die Funktion des Frontallappens, also eures Neokortex, wird verringert. Das heißt, dass diese Reflexe ja viel öfters realisiert werden. Versteht ihr, was ich meine? Das ist eine Sache. Jeder hat, glaube ich, keine Frontallappen. Wundervoll, perfekt. So, deswegen, Leute, das ist eure Aufgabe im Trading, ja, wenn ihr diese emotionalen Fehler aufgespürt habt, diese Dinge zu ignorieren, euren Frontalen zu sagen, Bro, kämpf dagegen an, du musst dagegen ankämpfen. Du musst, okay, deinen Tradingplan einfach befolgen. Ja, du musst auf die nächste Confirmation machen. Du darfst jetzt nicht zu viel in den Trade rein. Du darfst jetzt nicht die Stop-Loss verändern, okay? Du musst jetzt Partials nehmen, nicht den Trade bis Triple 3 durchlaufen lassen, wenn du gierig bist, okay? Das ist die Sache, Leute, okay? Und erst, wenn ihr das gemacht habt, Leute, wenn ihr das trainiert habt, weil das kann man trainieren, Leute, neuronale Netzwerke werden dadurch aufgebaut. Erst, wenn das passiert, Guys, ja, erst wenn das passiert, Leute, ja, erst dann findet diese Veränderung statt und irgendwann fällt es euch leicht, diese Emotionen nicht nur zu ignorieren, sondern auch letzten Endes zu kontrollieren, Leute, okay? Das ist der Grund, warum die meisten Leute es nicht gebacken bekommen, profitabel zu werden, weil sie es nicht anschaffen, gegen diese Emotionen vorzugehen. In diesem Sinne hätte ich gesagt, Leute, ich wünsche euch einen geilen Abend, passt euch auf, habt euch definitiv lieb und let's go, guys.